Right, ake sikubingelele sikwamukele Gavi kakhulukazi ke ngokwaba kwa Gauteng Provincial Legislature okuyibona ke abasilethele wona ke lo msebenzi proudly brought to you by the Gauteng Provincial Legislature okuwukuthi ke iyona ke i-GPL uma uthanda. Sikhuluma ngokuthini na sithi ke e-Gov and Research Development Portfolio Committee kuningi ke kuzokhulunywa siyazi ukuthi ke ukhona okuyena ke ongusihlalo wayo ke i-Portfolio Committee Honorable Mbali Hlophe kuyona ke e-Gov simbonile ke naye ungqongqoshe obhekeleke lomnyango we-e-Gov umhlonishwa lapha yana ke nokho ke uBonkosi wakwaDlamini nezinye ke icuthwa namalungu omphakathi njengalokho ke kuzokhulunyiswana nabo sibheke ukuthi ngabe ngokwe e-Gov kuhamba kanjani izinto esingayilindela la ilezo ke ezithi mhlambe ke sibheke ezintweni abayithembisile ngokwe technology sibheke mhlambe ezithinta ama Wi-Fi sibheke izinto ezithinta ke ngokwawo kama budget nezinto ke kakhulukazi nokusebenzisana mhlambe ke namanye amazwe mangabe sibheka 4IR infrastructure sibheke ke i-digitalization yayo i-education kungaba i-health siyazi ukuthi ke futhi kune e-waste engaphansi ke kwawo ke lo mnyango noma yona ke i-Department of e-Gov esifundazweni ke Gauteng kodwa ke lo msebenzi siwethulelwa ke ibona ke abakwa Gauteng provincial government noma nje ke legislature kuhulumeni ke oyishamthetho sesifundazwe ke sase Gauteng sisakaza bukhoma ke silana ke Emperor's Palace okwamanje ke ake senze kanjena ke singene ngaphakathi ukuze sibone ukuthi ngabe kuhamba kanjani.
Colleagues, my name is Mfanelo Communications. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair, honorable members, stakeholders, and colleagues. My name is Nomvula Nchalinchali, responsible for communications. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Chair, committee members, colleagues, MEC.
Good day, Chair, and honorable members. Good day to MEC and the stakeholders at large. My name is Gaugurung Demande in the office of the HOD, Department of E-Government. Thanks.
Okay, I think that's everyone. Okay, so what we will do, it was my error, they're going to present the first quarter. So what we're going to receive now is just responses from the fourth quarter. So, MEC, I'll hand over to you. You'll indicate who from your team will be presenting.
No, thank you very much, Chairperson and the honorable members and stakeholders. Chair, I really welcome the opportunity to appear before this committee because for us, parliamentary oversight is just not a courtesy, but it is a constitutional obligation, and this department embraces it as such. Every question raised, every resolution passed, and every recommendation issued by this committee carries weight. And we are here by today to account for our performance against each of these commitments. The committee also requested us to request us a comprehensive account of resolutions from previous quarters. We tabled responses today covering the GPN contractual agreement on project site safeguarding, the measurement of service impact, and the integrated network modernization approach with public-private partnership structures. The draft return on investment strategy and trust project stakeholder management plan are also tabled for the committee's engagement. On the Youth Tech Expo, the committee's 5 priorities: cost effectiveness, formalized partnerships, strengthened monitoring, and expanded scale, and demonstrated socio-economic impact have been carefully considered, and we present our responses to each. I also chair, as you said, when we did the youth tech, that they don't have an impact, and we embarked on a strategy of hackathons where we were now concentrating on each corridor, where we have a range of between 120 per corridor to 80. And I am pleased to acknowledge the presence of the finalists of the hackathon, which have now been absorbed by one of our sponsors. And now we are sure, but at the same time, we're not going to be leaving those who did not win outside. But this has now impact, and we know that these 10 young people are absorbed by Microsoft and all other of our partners. So with those
Chair-
few words, can I also ask our director?
Sorry,
Yes,
my apologies, MC. Member Miso?
I
You
don't
can't
think
hear.
it's me, I think it's your system.
Okay. Can we just ask?
Yeah, must I use my rally voice?
Can we just ask the
Election
sound-
voice.
Yeah, is it better?
No, sorry about that. Yeah. Okay, thank you. No. I don't think I should repeat myself, but all I was saying is that as this committee, we really appreciate being called up in front of the committee, because we don't take the oversight as a courtesy, but it is a constitutional obligation. Therefore, every resolution, every question that the committee asks, we really go out of our way to make sure that we account to this committee. And today we will be responding to your fourth quarterly report questions and recommendations, and also present our first quarterly report, and also respond on your YT impact, and also expand on how did we really take it to the other level to do our hackathons, where we visited all 5 regions with our partners, which are your Microsoft and others, which the winners have been absorbed and are now getting a very decent stipend. We think that has an impact. Without wasting your time, Chair and members of the, let me ask our Chief Director Strategy, Mr. Mtewane, to deal with the first presentation. Thank you, Chair.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Once again, good morning to everyone. I'm going to, let me just take the jacket. It's hot. So I'm going to start by the resolution form that we have received, the questions in terms of the resolution taken from the fourth quarter report on the issues that were raised by the portfolio committee. The first resolutions, which is related to budget vote 13, was basically that the portfolio committee recommend to us as e-government to develop and implement return on investment framework, in particular when we are addressing the impact of SSME training programs. And that framework must be able to articulate the performance indicator, the reporting mechanism, also the value for money, sustainability, job creation, and overall impact of the training expenditure. So we have developed that framework, which we have attached, Chair, the entire framework in terms of how we are going to implement this recommendation. The framework specifically focuses on return on investment that deal with an overall issues that were raised for us to be able to respond. So we acknowledge and welcome that recommendation from Portfolio Committee, because we see it as the mechanism to strengthen our outcome-based monitoring through our ME framework, in particularly when it comes to our intervention, when we are dealing with these programs and how we measure and deliver the benefit of the socio-economy and social value. So in summary, how did the framework summarize So I'm not gonna go through the entire framework, but I'm gonna go to the main highlight or the intent reason for that. So we outline how the business growth and enterprise expansion, how are we going to deal with the issue of employment creation and retention, enterprise sustainability and survival rates, digital transformation, and technology adoption, because we are all about that as e-Gov. The benefits realization, value for money, and return on public expenditure. But above that, the issue of governance, oversight, and accountability outcomes will also we also outline how that is going to be achieved. So the framework is there. We have attach it when we respond in terms of responding to what we ask to respond. So the proposed digital platform or the OR framework will also make sure that we are compliance-based reporting in terms of the systems that we'll be using, so that as a department we have a single source of what we are reporting on all the SME that will be able to be providing training to them. Because at the end, we're still going to report to the portfolio committee and different governance structure, and we are still also going to be audited. So I think, in summary, Chair, that is the response as far as that resolution is concerned. To say we've implemented, and this is how we have implemented in terms of providing the mechanism, and we welcome that recommendation as a government. The second response emanated from it's also resolution from the fourth quarter performance report of 25-26. The first resolution was that the portfolio committee recommends that the department should develop and implement stakeholder engagement plan aligned to project implementation supply chain plan. The plan should have a clear times, roles, risk mitigation measure that will address community access challenge, improve procurement coordination, and ensure the completion of outstanding Wi-Fi hotspot installation. Same as here, the department has developed a draft stakeholder engagement plan, which we have also attached it, that is aligned with the implementation of ICT project and associated supply chain management process. So the draft that we provide is clear and define the stakeholder roles, responsibility through the entire project life cycle. Stakeholder engagement activities with project implementation milestone and procurement processes. But it goes further to define the timelines for stakeholder consultation, communication, and project, but also identify the risk and the mitigation, therefore, so that whatever that we are putting there, we are able to manage the risk, because any project will not immune to face any risk when we implement. So the coordination mechanism to improve the collaboration between business units and implementing partner, identify and affected community throughout the completion of the outstanding Wi-Fi hotspot. I think when we come to the quarter one report, we'll be able to enhance this in terms of the results. So the department is in the process of consulting and finalizing this for approval. And once this draft has been approved, we'll be able to share in line with the proper governance stakeholder. But the work is ongoing, and we are continuing to do the work in line with the resolutions. I think those were the resolutions sent to us, and then we have responded to all of them. So I don't know, should I jump to the Q1 report?
Okay, let me just get a sense from members if there's any comments they'd like to make on that. Okay, let's move straight to the reports, and then we'll discuss everything right at the end. So maybe do all your presentations, and then we'll have a discussion later.
technology. Now, thank you very much, Chair. I'll be going through the first quarter report for 25-26 for the Department of e-Government. So basically, this is to report on the target set for annual performance plan. How did we fare as the department to achieve the target that we said that we are going to achieve for the delivery of our mandate? So this is an overview of the report in terms of the table of contents. We'll deal with the executive summary, achievement of the strategic priorities, performance and APP target, emerging priorities, performance verification and evidence, and project management. The CFO will come to give a higher summary on financial performance, budget expenditure figures, and key financial indicator. The resolution and partition management, public engagement, and GOD empowerment. Then if there was set in which 18 targets were achieved, which consist of 78% of the performance measure, and 5 targets were not achieved, which constitute 22% of underachievement. When we compare the first quarter for 25-26 and 26-27, we had an improved performance of 5%. So we did not achieve this 5 target under program 1, which is basically percentage of supplier invoice paid within 15 days. So legislation talk about 30 days. Our target is 15 days based on valid and complete with completeness of that information for us to pay. So percentage of procurement spend on RFQ below 1 million for township economy, percentage of procurement budget spend on company owned by person with disability, percentage of procurement budget spend on company owned by women, and percentage of procurement budget spend on company owned by youth. So I think for the first time, Chair, we are coming with a fully achieved program 2, which is our core mandate. Because of the work with you guys, community stakeholders, portfolio committee, and the advice that we've been given. But the reason for these programs, why we did not achieve, they are variable because of different reasons. For instance, the first one is the delay in terms of the supporting documents and also monthly limitation cash to pay. For instance, there are certain cash that we have given by Treasury in each month or in that aggregate to each quarter that will be able to pay. But we also had an accruals that we come with it from 25-26, which legislatively we are given certain periods. I think the CFO will elaborate and add for us to be able to comply. But over and above that, we have put control in the department to make sure that whatever that need to be submitted and be paid, it's done within three days to the finance. Where we are not coming, the CFO to intervene to make sure that we still complied with 15 days. So that goes to the targets not achieved on percentage of procurement budget spent on RFQ below 1 million for township. So the deviation for us not to spend movement in terms of that. So percentage of procurement spent on company owned by people with disability, that is the same reason that made us not to achieve the target. But when we go to the percentage, you will see that the difference of us not achieving is not huge. So that does not mean there were no procurement activities. We did have procurement activities that occurred, but not to the percentage target that we have set because of that. So we didn't say because of these reasons, let's not do anything. So there was appetite and work done in terms of us trying to achieve those targets. Target not achieved on percentage procurement budget spent on company owned by youth. So Chairperson, this is the new KPI that we brought in. We didn't have it in 25-26. we brought it in 26-27 because we care about the youth that we service. So, and we put this process to give them an opportunity to participate. So, rest assured. So we are managing this, and then in Q2, we'll be able to report with a bigger achievement in terms of that. So these are the achievement of a strategic priority, which are linked to NDP, MTFS, MDTP, and ensure that the priority given to us as e-Gov through our department strategic plan, we are able to deal with them. First priority, deal with capable and ethical and development state. Second priority, economy, transformation and job creation. Third priority, education, skill and health. So what did we put? There were certain performance indicators that we put for that, for us to be able to achieve in performance during Q1. So all 5 e-service, 5 data, 38 site connected, 21 Wi-Fi hotspot, 29 GPG staff trained, 24 people benefited from ICT skill development programs. So in terms of that, we're able to achieve what is required. So we still need to put a departmental risk register for us to be able to manage our risk in enabling a good environment and governance in support of our modernized provincial ICT infrastructures. So even that was achieved. So the target was that all invoices that are received, all of them must be paid within 15 days. So meaning it's 100%. So we only managed to achieve 92% of the invoices that we received. So meaning 8% is those that I said there were issues that are highlighted that make us not to be able to achieve 100%. So we're working on this. Procurement on RFQ spend below 1 million for township economy. Our target was that 68% of the procurement that will happen in a month, that we must achieve. We only achieved 67%, which we short by 1%. And those are the reasons that attributed to us not to be. I've already highlighted those reasons. Procurement spend on company owned by PWD, 7%, and then we only do percent. There were a lot of work that we do, Chairperson, from the portfolio committee recommendation throughout the corridors, and we continue in terms of segmenting even our RFQ when it comes to the to the CFO sign off to say this one must be specifically target this area. So we even here will be able in Q2 to come up with higher performance achievement. 60% of procurement budget spent on company owned by women. We're at 60% that we have given ourselves as a target. Only 52% were achieved. So you could see, yes, we need to achieve and go above the achievement, but we had a small margin that make us not to achieve. With 35% of procurement budget spent on company owned by youth, we only did 28%. Even here, we did not achieve the 35% we planned for. I'm not going to repeat the reason because I've given the summary of the reason. So this other KPI, percentage of funded position filled, percentage of youth employed in the department, and percentage of disability employed, we only measure them in Q4. But for the disability, we've achieved that 5%. But there is work that is ongoing. So in overall, at the end of the Q4, that's when we'll give a achievement. But every month, every quarter, there is work that we are currently, but the measurement of achievement of the two will only be measured at the end of the Q4. That goes with the one for 50% of women employed in senior management position, and also 100 youth placed on for experimental learning, and 70 people benefited from bursary. So all of these are also measured in Q4. So we are not saying we wait for Q4. No. The work is continuing on a daily basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, but in terms of the aggregated performance, we're able to give the the performance in quarter four. We also conduct a number of evaluation in terms of the work that has been done. So we plan one was achieved. We also had some mandate to digitalize a mandate from other GPG departments. So we process all within 5 days, and then here we have able to achieve the target. That's both. In terms of the program 2, which is share service, we had one program which is to expand the current GBN network. So we had a number of sites connected through Gauteng regional centers. Annually, we've planned 160 sites to be established, both WAN and LAN. So target 1 for quarter 1 was 2038 were achieved. Number of Wi-Fi hotspots to be provided, target annual is 80, quarterly is 2021 were achieved in terms of this program. It's been, and then we because of the importance of the GBN, which is Gauteng broadband network, we have also undertaken to do some feasibility study to look at other mechanisms that we can be able to explore. So we'll able to achieve this in quarter 3, which will share that report in terms of this target. That goes also on the data center. We said let's look at other feasibility study for both better service delivery in terms of our core mandate. So we'll come and share what are those studies saying. So those targets are not due now. Number of e-services developed. We develop a lot of e-services from different departments. E-services specifically request to say, develop this program for us to digitalize this, or develop for this program for us to be able to access our mandate. So we had 5 targets and we achieved 5. That goes also on testing. So whatever we develop, we must test whether it's working as per intended objective. We plan to test 4, but we did 5, and then we were able to achieve that. Data analytic projects 5, and then 5 were achieved in this quarter. So the ICT standard, because we need to more often strengthen our governance and our oversight, because there are a lot of standards that came into consideration through an information technology environment. So we'll plan to complete 3 in quarter 2, and then also plan 1 roadmap review in quarter 3. So the work has been done, but the achievement of that will be able to report in quarter 3. So we also exploring number of partnership that we need to have some department or some service provider or whoever that we can form a partnership with them to strengthen our ICT governance. So we will do 1 partnership in quarter 3, and then we'll be able to come and report on that. So I've already talked about this. The campaign and the awareness in digital services, we said we're going to do 17 in a year, 4 in quarter 1, which 4 has been achieved. A number of community stakeholder license visit, we said we'll do 5, 1 per quarter, and 1 it's already been done. That's the area sit with Mr. Tebekulu. The number of Youth Tech Expo will give more update on where are we, what we have done, what are we planning going forward, how are we considering the recommendation and resolution from the portfolio committee and the comments from the youth that we have had interact with them in a different youth tech. So we are planning 10. We're saying we'll do 1 in quarter 1 because of sometimes we have budget issues and other logistics issues, because we must be able to understand also the people that we are targeting. But in this quarter, we managed to do 5. And then that addressing the Gauteng 13 problem challenges across all 5 corridors. I think Mr. Tebekulu will elaborate further on the gain, benefits, and the impact of that 5 programs. But we are continuing, there's still other 5. So if other youth did not participate, no, don't be alarmed. There are still 5 that are coming for the year. So it's up to you to interact with us through Mr. Kebekulu division so that you are able to participate. Number of digital ambassador, we have 75 ambassador appointed. So we'll be able to provide in Q2, which is the next quarter, this 75, where are they, what they are doing, how are they complementing this provincial service on digital platform. So, but the work has been done, but we have not yet, in terms of our APP to report. Number of primary research study conducted, that will be in Q2. Number of desktop research conducted is 8. 2 has been done in this Q1. And then the number of research and development workshop, we'll able to have it in Q3, which we plan to have 1. So we also had the programs where we train number of previous disadvantaged on ICT entrepreneur support, which we target 200 annually due to other factors, but that will happen. The results of how many